Hey, good morning, English one. I wanted to take a couple minutes here to go over this media critique with you. I think of all the stuff you have to do this week, this might prove to be the most difficult. Um, Also, I wanted to draw your attention to your classwork for this week and show you that I did extend the due date on uh-oh, the We the Voters exercise to April 5th, since a lot of you are struggling with accessing YouTube. And it does appear excuse me, that does appear to be a Chromebook issue. So I'll come back once I'm finished with this one. I'll come back on another screencast and show you how to fix that. Okay, so right now we're looking at critiquing the media. And that looks like this. So I've just made a copy of this, one that I can edit. So you need to choose a topic in the recent media. If you look on any online news source, you'll see probably it's inundated with coronavirus stories. So that's naturally where I went. And of course, you can't use my two, right? So CNN was my first source, and Fox News was my second source because I know that CNN is a liberal source and that Fox News is a conservative source. So I didn't need to use this graphic, but this graphic is here for you if you don't understand the difference between a liberal or a conservative source or what some examples are. So, source one, please put the link, article title, and author's name. Trump's alarming message portends tragic days ahead by Stephen Collinson. And then here's the link. Same thing with the Fox News one. Okay, intended purpose. Why are they writing that article? What is the purpose? What do they want to persuade the audience of? In his press briefing on Tuesday, that was yesterday, President Trump warned Americans of the difficult days to come because of COVID-19, encouraging them to continue practice social distancing. So here's where the persuasion really is, right? Because remember, I'm trying to persuade an audience to do something. In this case, it's to continue to practice social distancing. So if you don't have something that includes persuasion, you're not going to get full points here because intended purpose is all about persuasion. The intended purpose of my second article, the Fox News article, is actually the exact same thing, which makes it nice because I can determine how things are said differently and portrayed differently in order to promote a political agenda. So, example of ethos, logos, and pathos, your choice. I chose ethos for the first one. I said Dr. Anthony Fauci and Dr. Deborah Birx are cited multiple times. Pathos, I said Trump projects the next 2 weeks will be really rough, very bad, and like we've never seen. So we've got repetition of those modifiers that describe how serious of a problem this is. Bias. Okay, so since I have a liberal and a conservative source, bias means something that promotes their own political agenda. So CNN means anything I see that suggests liberal bias or is very obvious that CNN is not a Trump supporter. Fox News, on the other hand, would be something that's slamming liberals or very much in support of Trump. So I chose these two quotes for the liberal one. The president invoked an unnamed friend who he said was in a coma because of the disease. And later in the marathon briefing, which became more of an attempt to flood the zone for political gain, the longer it went on, Trump claimed of the virus, and it continues. So I really wanted to focus on the unnamed friend. Because if someone says to me, yeah, I know somebody, but never tells me who they know or how they know them, I'm not going to think they're as credible. So, in my opinion, this was a shot at his credibility. In this second example, marathon briefing, when I think of a marathon, I think of something that's very long and monotonous. Um, and of course, that long and monotonous meeting was there for him to attempt to get political gain because, of course, there's a re-election coming up or an election coming up. Conversely, Fox News, with these dashes, we call this an M dash in AP Lang, distinguishes that this whole plan was unveiled at the press conference. So it actually promotes the significance of it, where in the exact opposite example, the liberals are saying they don't really have much of a purpose. And then here, Fox has used a source, Dr. Fauci, who's pretty respected by the liberals, and cited that the federal government is working very hard to bring that number down. So now he's speaking on behalf of the White House and saying they're doing what they can. I'm about to run out of time, so I'm going to come in with a second screencast.